Hi everybody, it's LaRonda and I'm back for tonight's video. It's a little hot in here tonight, so I'm going to be fanning. Hopefully it doesn't mess with the sound, but tonight I want to talk to you about that old real estate adage that is location, 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 and how that applies to dating. Now, in my opinion, when you're talking about dating, where you are located really does, for me, have a lot to do with the amount of dates that you're getting, the quality of dates, and all that kind of stuff, especially depending on, for me, like as a black woman, I think location is definitely very important. So not too long ago, I was in a group online, and one of the ladies mentioned, she posted about what cities, she was asking what cities people live in or recommended for dating, and then she went on to list a few of the things that she's looking for when it comes to dating and the men that she's looking for and the qualities that man should have. And a couple of other ladies chimed in and they mentioned how they always kind of thought it was weird that women or that people had such a hard time finding quality men or finding dates wherever they were located, because wherever they had been, they never had a problem finding dates. And so as I sat and thought about that thing, I was like, okay. So as time went on, I thought about it and I said, well, the thing is, it's not a problem. My first response was, it's not a problem to find men, because you can always find men. If you're halfway decent looking and you don't smell bad or whatever the case is, you can probably find a man or many men. But when it comes to quality men or men that are looking for the same thing that you are looking for, or men that you could actually have a future with, now that's a different story, right? And so then I also, later on, I thought about it. I looked back a little bit into my own history. And when I was younger, I could always find, like I said, men who I thought were quality men, because I didn't really know any better back then. So my standards were lower. I didn't really always know exactly what I was looking for or what I even should look for in a man. So then, of course, I ended up going out with a lot of men who were not on the same page as me, were not looking for the same things as I was looking for. And they seemed like they were quality because they were in college, and they seemed like they were on a good career path or whatever the case was. But even with all that, as I look back on that now, those men were still not the men that I would consider or that I would look for if I were looking for men today. So I think as you get older, your desires change, your wishes change, and all that kind of stuff. And so the pool of men, depending on where you live, can be good or bad, depending on what you're looking for. So I'll give you an example. I live on an island, and there's men here, but the thing about it here, I feel as though the men tend to marry early, and a lot of men have been married, and if they are divorced now, like I was talking to this one guy that I used to know. I'm not going to say where I know him from, because then, I'm going to keep all these people in the witness protection program. So I'm protecting the innocent, the guilty, and the almost guilty. You know what I mean? And so he told me that, more or less, that he would never divorce because it costs too much to divorce, and he would have to pay his, if he was going to divorce, he would have to pay his wife all this money to get divorced. So it's like he would totally be willing, I felt like he would be willing to cheat on his wife, but divorce her is not going to happen. So here you have a guy who was probably married when he was in his early 20s, may or may not be all that happy in his marriage, would be willing to cheat, but won't get a divorce. Or if he did get a divorce, he told me he would never marry again because he wouldn't want to put himself through the expense of a divorce if he had to. So you have a lot of men kind of on over here with this idea of like, if they are married, they would cheat on their wives, or if they were not married, they would not get married, or if they were divorced, they wouldn't remarry. So, you know, when you're in your late 30s like me, and the options of men that you have to choose from are married or either divorced and never plan on getting married again, or, you know, kind of out doing their own thing, then, and the island is so small, you know, so it's not like there's millions and millions of men to choose from. And so I do believe that there are certain places in the world, or certain places or certain cities where you can find more dates with quality men than you would in other cities. So if I were talking to a single girlfriend in her maybe 20s, I would say, yeah, you know, Puerto Rico is probably a great place to come. You know, if you're in one of the colleges and, you know, you happen to meet up with a young man at college and you guys get together and whatever, and you can make it last for, you know, the 4 years that you're in college, then yeah, that might work out. But if you're coming here as a single 30-something in your late 30s, mid 30s, something like that, I would highly not recommend coming to the island to find a date. It just is not. Now, you can, like, if you wanted to go to New York or Connecticut, like, let's say your thing was Puerto Rican men and you wanted to find a date or whatever, you might be able to go to New York or to Connecticut or something like that and find you a Puerto Rican man. But on the island, it's just a different scenario. And so I would definitely never recommend this place if you're a woman that's looking for something, you know, or looking to get married again or whatever the case is. I would tell you no. So where are the good cities to date for Black women, particularly? Because I mean, I think most cities, if you're a white woman, or if you're, you know, whatever other nationality, you probably, I can't really speak for too much for those nationalities of women, but I could definitely say your prospects of finding a date if you are a white woman is probably going to be a lot higher and probably much easier for you. But that's just my opinion. But based on my own experience, like, I find that there are certain places in the world that it seems like I would have a lot of dates. And I find that whenever I go to Europe, and we'll talk about this when I do my review of Tinder Plus, but I found that going over and swiping in like Paris, I found a lot of men there, a lot of matches, and a lot of people. And when I went there, I was able to go out on a date in the short time that I was there. Israel was a good one. I met up with a few people just out and about, and I managed to see one guy several times while I was there. I think if you are interested in dating in like Turkey, you probably could. As a Black woman, you could probably date quite a few people if that's a city that you would be interested in living in. Probably Germany, you might find some men there. It seems like the European countries, you could really find a plethora of men to date, of all nationalities and everything. So I would definitely recommend those. I don't recommend coming to Puerto Rico, and I don't recommend the Dominican Republic. Those are two places that I have lived and dated, and excuse me, oh my goodness. I don't recommend them. Because, you know, they're not great for single women. These are places where people are married and, you know, they have a lot of stuff going on and stuff. So, you know, for your single women, try some other places. Even some places in the States. Like when I went to San Francisco, I didn't get it, or San Francisco area, like Northern California, I didn't get a chance to date much, but I felt like if I had gotten a chance to stay there a little bit longer, and if I wasn't going there to meet up with friends, I probably would have been able to date quite a bit, believe it or not. So, I do believe that there is something to be said for location. Despite what some people think about being able to find great men everywhere, but I do think that as you get older, the pickings get a little bit slimmer and you have to be a little more strategic about where you go to do the dating or where you decide to locate yourself. And it will definitely have an impact on your dating life and whether or not you find love. But that's just one person's opinion. That's just my opinion. So, but I definitely think that is the case. You let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, share, like the video, and let me know how you feel about it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a great evening, and I'll check you in tomorrow's video. Happy dating. Bye.